It's often said that the Academy Awards are the pinnacle of recognition in the movie industry. But there have been more than a few occasions where the Academy's choice for Best Picture left the general public and critics alike scratching their heads in confusion. These decisions highlight how the Academy sometimes favors safe, conventional choices over truly groundbreaking and enduring films. The controversy surrounding Green Book's Best Picture win in 2019 can be summed up in a single image: co-writer Nick Vallelonga's triumphant acceptance speech, while the film's subject, Don Shirley's family, protested its inaccuracies. Critics noted that the film, while well-acted and technically well-made, perpetuated the white savior trope and glossed over the systemic racism of the era. It beat out films like BlacKkKlansman and Black Panther, which were seen as more nuanced and innovative discussions of race. The box office returns were solid but didn't justify the grand award, and critics continue to debate the Academy's decision. In 2006, the Academy bestowed the honor of Best Picture upon Crash, an ensemble drama exploring racial and social tensions in Los Angeles. Despite its well-meaning message and a star-studded cast, Crash is widely considered one of the most undeserving Best Picture winners. What made the award particularly egregious was that it beat out Brokeback Mountain, a groundbreaking film that beautifully captured a tragic love story amidst societal prejudice. The decision even shocked Crash director Paul Haggis, who admitted he didn't think his film was the best of the year. Critics have echoed this sentiment, with some attributing the win to the Academy's discomfort with Brokeback Mountain's gay love story rather than Crash's cinematic merit. A Beautiful Mind, Ron Howard's biopic about the brilliant but schizophrenic mathematician John Nash, took home the Best Picture Oscar in 2002. While the film was a commercial success, it was criticized for oversimplifying Nash's life and for its inaccurate portrayal of schizophrenia. It beat out The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, the first installment of Peter Jackson's epic fantasy trilogy that revitalized the fantasy genre and was a monumental box office success. Many still believe that the Academy missed the mark by awarding A Beautiful Mind over a film that has had such a significant cultural impact. The Greatest Show on Earth is often cited as the worst film to have won the Best Picture Oscar. The Cecil B. DeMille spectacle about circus life was a box office hit, but was lambasted by critics for its thin plot and melodramatic performances. It somehow managed to beat out High Noon, a film widely considered one of the greatest westerns of all time, featuring a standout performance by Gary Cooper. The award was seen by many as a Lifetime Achievement Award for DeMille, but it's clear the Academy was juggling too many balls with this decision. When Shakespeare in Love was awarded Best Picture in 1999, there were audible gasps heard around the world, not because of love for the bard, but because it beat Saving Private Ryan, Steven Spielberg's epic war movie. Shakespeare in Love was an entertaining, cleverly written romantic comedy, but it was seen as fluff when compared to the harrowing, visceral experience of Saving Private Ryan. Critics largely agreed, with Spielberg's film holding a substantially higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Rumors have swirled that an aggressive Oscar campaign by Miramax's Harvey Weinstein may have swayed the vote, showing that sometimes the Academy is more drama off stage than on. Here's the thing: Ordinary People is a fine film. It's a thoughtful exploration of grief and family dynamics, but it's not Raging Bull. Yet in 1981, the Academy handed the Best Picture statue to Robert Redford's directorial debut over Martin Scorsese's raw and brutal depiction of boxer Jake LaMotta's self-destruction. Raging Bull is often considered one of the greatest films of all time, with Robert De Niro's transformative performance widely hailed as one of his best. In retrospect, Ordinary People's win is anything but ordinary. Would you be the English patient to my Seinfeld episode? Is probably a question no one ever asked. Still, in 1997, The English Patient took home the Best Picture award. The film, while visually stunning and critically acclaimed, lacked the lasting cultural impact of its fellow nominee, Fargo. Directed by the Coen brothers, Fargo brought a distinctive mix of dark humor and stark violence that forever etched the phrase, "Oh yeah," into popular culture. The quirky crime thriller continues to captivate audiences and inspire a successful TV series, leaving many to question whether the Academy made the wrong call. Driving Miss Daisy was a commercial success and earned positive reviews for its central performances. However, its win for Best Picture in 1990 has been criticized for being a safe choice that avoids grappling with the racial tensions at its core. More egregious is the fact that it won in a year when Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee's unflinching examination of racial tensions on a hot summer day in Brooklyn, wasn't even nominated. Critics and audiences continue to question the Academy's decision, and Lee himself has voiced his disapproval on multiple occasions. Around the World in 80 Days was a box office hit and a Technicolor spectacle. However, its win for Best Picture in 1957 is often cited as a testament to style over substance. Critics argue that while the film was a fun adventure romp, it lacked the depth and innovation of other nominees such as The Ten Commandments and Giant. Over time, Around the World in 80 Days has largely faded into obscurity, while the films it beat continue to be regarded as classics. Dances with Wolves is not a bad film per se. Kevin Costner's Western epic about a Civil War soldier befriending a Native American tribe was a box office success and praised for its sympathetic portrayal of Native Americans. However, it was up against Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas, a gritty, unflinching look at the life of a mobster, considered by many to be a cinematic masterpiece. The decision to award Dances with Wolves over Goodfellas is often seen as a clear example of the Academy's preference for safer, more traditional fare over bold, boundary-pushing cinema. Out of Africa, a sweeping romance set against the stunning landscapes of colonial Kenya, won Best Picture in 1986. The film, while beautifully shot, was criticized for its slow pace and lack of dramatic tension. It beat out Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple, an emotionally gripping adaptation of Alice Walker's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel. Many critics felt that Spielberg's film was far more deserving, and its snub remains one of the most controversial in Oscar history. Chariots of Fire was the surprise winner of the Best Picture Oscar in 1982, triumphing over Warren Beatty's epic Reds. While Chariots of Fire was praised for its uplifting story and iconic Vangelis score, it didn't have the same cinematic scope or ambition as Reds, which told the story of an American journalist caught up in the Russian Revolution. Critics felt that Reds was the more deserving film, and its loss is often seen as a case of the Academy favoring a feel-good movie over a more challenging and thought-provoking film. As the last musical to win Best Picture until Chicago in 2002, Oliver is a heartwarming adaptation of Charles Dickens's classic tale. However, its win in 1969 is frequently criticized due to the competition. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Stanley Kubrick's epic science fiction film, regarded as one of the greatest and most influential films ever made, wasn't even nominated for Best Picture. This oversight is frequently cited as one of the biggest misses in Academy Awards history. The King's Speech, the tale of King George VI's struggle to overcome his stutter, swept the Oscars in 2011, including Best Picture. While the film was praised for its performances, particularly Colin Firth as George VI, it was seen by many as a safe, traditional choice. It beat out The Social Network, a timely and incisive examination of the creation of Facebook and the lawsuits that followed. Critics widely regarded David Fincher's film as the superior and more innovative of the two, making its loss a controversial one. Who doesn't love Forrest Gump, the endearing, slow-witted hero portrayed by Tom Hanks? Still, when Forrest Gump beat out Pulp Fiction and The Shawshank Redemption for Best Picture in 1995, it left many moviegoers scratching their heads. While Forrest Gump was a box office smash and culturally significant, it lacked the groundbreaking narrative structure and dialogue of Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction and the deep emotional resonance of The Shawshank Redemption. To this day, the decision continues to stir debate among film lovers.